Securities, Paul Chu. For the Week 8 equity strategy, he says market belief in the disinflation theme is wavering following a strong U.S. jobs report plus slightly disappointing CPI. Nevertheless, we think disinflation is underway, and we favor REITs near term as investors search for yield as economic conditions slow. Global trade is contracting rapidly. Singapore, Taiwan, and Korean exports were down a combined 19% year-on-year in January. U.S. retail is overstocked. In a typical year, U.S. retail inventory rises by $21 billion. In 2022, inventory jumped more than fourfold to $92 billion. From just-in-time inventory, the situation has swung to just too much. This week will be filled with multiple results announcements, including Genting SG, Sembcorp Industries, Wilmar, SIA, UOB, CDL, OCBC, and Venture. The Straits Times Index pulled out from underwater territory on Friday to eke out gains, bucking losses across regional bourses, which took their cue from Wall Street's overnight falls. The index edged higher by 17.14 points or 0.5% to cap the week at 3,328.37. In Singapore, among the stocks to watch today is SIA Engineering Company. Wall Street stocks finished mostly lower on Friday to conclude a mixed week pressured by worries over more interest rate hikes. The yield on the 10-year U.S. Treasury note inched lower but stood within striking distance of 4% after inflation reports earlier in the week lifted yields. Despite higher revenue, SIA Engineering Company, or SIA-EC, reported on Friday lower net profit for its third quarter ended December 31, 2022, as pandemic-related wage support ended. Net profit for the 3 months fell to 12.8 million Singapore dollars, down 61.4% from 33.2 million Singapore dollars in the corresponding period a year earlier. On a per-share basis, earnings fell to 0.0114 Singapore dollars in quarter 3 of financial year 2023 from 0.0296 Singapore dollars in quarter 3 financial year 2022. Tech solutions provider Aztec Global reported a 45.9% fall in net profit to 24.3 million Singapore dollars for the second half of the year ended December 31st, 2022, from 45 million Singapore dollars a year earlier. Earnings per share for the half year stood at 0.0315 Singapore dollars, down from 0.0588 Singapore dollars previously. This was despite revenue rising 21.6% to 455.7 million Singapore dollars from 374.7 million Singapore dollars the year before. Mainboard-listed Challenger Technologies reported on Friday a 40% decline in net profit for the second half. Despite higher revenue, the company said in a bourse filing that net profit for the 6 months ended December 31st, 2022 fell to 5.1 million Singapore dollars, down from 8.4 million Singapore dollars in the year-ago period. A final cash dividend of 0.0125 Singapore dollars per share was proposed, down from the final dividend of 0.028 Singapore dollars per share in the year-ago period. The dividend is payable May 18th, 2023. Sun Moon Food Company, whose business is in food supply chain, plans to raise net proceeds of around $2.82 million by placing out 125 million new shares. The placement shares at 2.3 cents each is a premium of around 5% to the weighted average price of 2.2 cents on February 17th, the last trading day before the placement announcement was made on February 18th. Dawn Agro International has warned that it expects to report a loss for the financial year 2022. The Russia-based agriculture company explains that the losses will be due to significant changes in the fair value of its biological assets, specifically its crops. As a result of lower prices agriculture produce can fetch within Russia. In addition, it got to bear with a significant leap in costs of seeds, fertilizers, and spare parts in financial year 2022. The company expects to report its financial year 2022 numbers by March 1st. Facebook, the social network that was supposed to stay free always, and its stablemate Instagram launched on Sunday a paid subscription service as the advertising-based business model that has long dominated long dominated the internet falters. Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook parent Meta, announced on Sunday the launch of Meta Verified, a service starting at $11.99 a month to authenticate one's account, which follows a similar move by Elon Musk at Twitter. Financing arrangements across the Adani Group conglomerate have sent a fresh chill through environmental, social, and governance markets as investors wake up to a new risk. Norway's largest pension fund, KLP, recently dumped its entire holding of shares in Adani Green Energy, the renewables part of the empire, amid concerns that it might inadvertently have helped finance some of the world's most polluting activities via the stake. A February 10th public filing has since made clear that Adani is using stock from its green companies as collateral in a credit facility that's helping to finance the Carmichael coal mine in Australia via Adani Enterprises. German car makers Mercedes-Benz and VW have urged the government to do more to scale up the number of electric vehicle charging stations across the country. German paper Bild am Sonntag wrote on Sunday, "To speed up the change, we need to be sure that the charging station infrastructure is being built up." Mercedes-Benz chief executive Ola Kalinius was quoted as saying by the paper. Twitter said on Friday it will allow only paid subscribers to use text messages as a two-factor authentication method to secure their accounts. After March 20th, only Twitter Blue subscribers will be able to use text messages as their two-factor authentication method, the company tweeted. Abbott Laboratories is facing another probe into its role in last year's baby formula shortage that left millions of American families scrambling for vital nutrition products. Last month, Abbott received a civil investigative demand from the U.S. Federal Trade Commission seeking information in connection with its probe of companies that participate in bids for formula contracts, according to a financial statement filed Friday with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Boeing on Friday awarded Chief Executive Dave Calhoun an incentive worth approximately $5.29 million to induce him to stay throughout the company's recovery from the twin crisis of the COVID-19 pandemic and two deadly 737 MAX crashes that led to the fleet's grounding. Microsoft has started discussing with ad agencies how it plans to make money from its revamped Bing search engine powered by generative artificial intelligence as the tech company seeks to battle Google's dominance. In our research section, PhillipSecurity head of research analyst Paul Chu maintains his accumulate recommendation on Singtel with a target price of 2.84 Singapore dollars. The last close was 2.45 Singapore dollars. For Airbnb, PhillipSecurity research analyst Ambrish Shah downgrades the stock to accumulate with a target price of $149. For Fang M stocks, analyst Jonathan Wu, Maximilian Koswoyo, Zane Aw, and the Phillip research team maintain a neutral recommendation. That's all for today. For financial news, tune in weekdays at 8:30 a.m. live on YouTube and Facebook. Please like and subscribe for more. See you again and have a great day.